What's up, y'all? I am back with another video, and today we are doing a sit down and get ready with me. Okay, it's Sunday. The weather is looking very not it, so I said, you know what, let me film me a YouTube video since I said I was going to be more consistent. You know, it's not the beginning of October, but it don't matter. When you want to start something, you start it. It don't got to be the beginning of the month or New Year's. You do it when you want to do it. So I said today is going to be the first day of me back, you know, being consistent with recording YouTube videos and even vlogs and stuff. So y'all are going to be seeing a lot more videos from me. And I thought, what's not the best way to bring that in with a sit down? Okay, so today we're vibing out. We gonna talk. And I actually thought, since my daughter's birthday is next week, y'all, on the 18th, my daughter's gonna be 3. I'm gonna have a 3-year-old. Like, I'm still in disbelief that I'm about to have a whole 3-year-old. But her birthday's on the 18th, so I thought it would be good to kind of talk about motherhood and how motherhood has kind of changed me in a lot of positive, good ways, and even the real about motherhood, because you know it's a beautiful thing, but it has its challenges. Okay, I'm going to keep it all the way real with y'all. But yes, let's get into it. I'm about to do like a little light, natural glam look. I think I might try something new today, but I might not, so I don't know. But let's get into it. And I'm about to be filming a TikTok video too. And we about to get this going. Okay, so let me get on TikTok. Okay. As y'all can tell, I have not recorded a little sit down in a long time, so bear with me, please. Okay. We got that out the way. Okay, let's move on. I usually go in with my foundation first, and I will be using ooh, I'm shaking the table. She just shook the table. I will be using Focus. Y'all, this little trick that the YouTubers be doing, that don't work. It is the Lancome 24-hour colorwear. Yep, 24-hour colorwear. This little fancy camera, y'all, I be having to you know, I don't really know how to work it, so this is just about to be, it's a lot going on, okay? It's a lot going on. But anyway, first I go in with my foundation, honey. And honestly, I really don't use that much foundation. I use about this much. You really don't need a lot. I'm really just trying to do like kind of like a light little glam today. This is from Sephora. I don't know what type of N3458. I don't know. Okay, it's just like a very dense brush, and I like the shape of it, and I like the fact that it's very dense. So I'm gonna use this for my foundation. And honestly, I probably use too much foundation. I don't want to overdo it. I love, one thing about me is I've been doing makeup for a really long time, but I've always like been more into I've never really been an eyeshadow girl. I've been more so of a foundation and like contour and highlight and just having like that skin like finish, honey. But I do want to get into that, like doing different makeup looks, but it's just something I really don't do my makeup that often no more, so that's probably why I haven't. But yeah, as you can see, I really did not use that much. I'm gonna go down there, middle of my hair with that, and it looks like really dark and red, y'all, but I'm going to fix that. Don't worry. And look how much I took off. I'm so cheap, I damn near want to scoop that shit back into the damn bottle, okay? Because I don't like wasting nothing, but we ain't gonna do that. So yeah, y'all, like, my daughter is turning 3, and I just don't know how to feel. Like, I remember when she was just born, and I just like felt like I did not know what to do. It was like very, very scary for me. And one thing I did want to talk about today is me going through postpartum and kind of coming out of that. I kind of went through postpartum like right after I had my daughter. I kind of felt like, now mind you, let me just give y'all a backstory. I didn't have like the best pregnancy. For a majority of my pregnancy, I wasn't with my child's father, and then on top of that, it was a lot of like drama and other things that I had to deal with. And I just didn't feel like I was in the ideal situation for my pregnancy. Now mind you, when I got pregnant, the pandemic just had started, right? Which was a scary time for anybody to be pregnant. If you got a pandemic baby, we different. We pandemic mothers is way different, and the pandemic babies is different, okay? First of all, it was just a lot of fearfulness, you know, around like not trying to catch COVID and stuff. And then like even with the doctor's appointments and stuff, you know, only one person, I think at a certain point in time, nobody could even go in with me. And even some people that was giving birth during the pandemic, they was in the hospital all by themselves, y'all. And I could only imagine being in the hospital by myself, and this is my first child, like, no. But yeah, it was just like, it was very scary and crazy. And on top of everything else that I was going through, like me being pregnant during the pandemic just kind of didn't help. So pregnancy, honestly, for this being my first child, it kind of traumatized me a little bit. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. And after having my baby, you know, it was just kind of like scary. Like, I don't think I really felt like, this is the concealer that I'm using. It is, see, it's not really focusing, but it is Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Concealer, and this is $4.30. First of all, I just skipped past a whole little section, honey. So yeah, all that was kind of going on during the pandemic. I kind of looked deeper into water birthing. I did have an OBGYN at first, but then I switched to having a midwife and a doula, and I love them. They were really, really great. And that whole experience with having a midwife and doula, I actually love that way better, because when I was going to like my appointments at the OBGYN, it just kind of seemed like they was like rushing me. I seen the doctor like 5 minutes of my appointment. I'm like, this is my first child. I don't get to ask you no questions. And I feel like she didn't even have time to like try to answer the questions that I had. Or this is my first time being pregnant. This is my first child. Like, I'm just trying to get a grip on everything and understand how everything works. And I never even really got a chance to ask her any of the questions I had, because it just seemed like she was so busy. I only had like 5 minutes to talk to her, and she was like in and out. Like, my appointments were super, super quick, which I just was like, okay. And it was during the pandemic, so, you know, maybe it's different. It was different, you know, before then, but that's just kind of how I felt. And I keep forgetting, y'all, to tell y'all what I'm using. This is the Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder, and I'm just setting my under eyes, and where I just put that Fenty Beauty Concealer with a powder puff. But yeah, it was just kind of like rushed, and I didn't like that. So I ended up going with a midwife, and I decided I wanted to have a water birth. I was trying to look for a birthing center where I would have been able to kind of like have OBGYN and a midwife, and still like be in like a hospital setting just in case anything went wrong, but still be able to have the chance to have a natural water birth. but I did not find one where I live. I don't think they have that here yet. So I didn't find it, so I'm like, skip it. I'm gonna just go with my midwife. She came to my house for my appointments. Like, I loved it. I really did love it. It was nice. She made me feel like she cared. She was answering all of my questions that I had, and I had a lot of questions. So, you know, that kind of just put me at ease. Everything for me, as far as my pregnancy, like in my first couple trimesters of me being pregnant, it was miserable, y'all. Like, I was so sick that I couldn't even hold water down. Like, I was so sick. It was just like so depressing, like my first couple months. And then on top of that, me, you know, things I was just going through with my child's father. It was just a lot. It was a lot. It was a lot for me to just really kind of like take in. And that was just, my mind was all over the place. So by the time that I was preparing to have my child, right, I was kind of trying to figure things out with my child's father. You know, we were in a very weird space. You know, when you're pregnant and you're having a baby and it's your first child, like, of course, everybody wants to work, you know, try to make things work. Everybody wants to try to have the best for their child. And not saying like when you're a single parent it's not the best, but you want that father and mother dynamic for your child. You know, of course, you want that. And I really wanted that for my daughter because my dad was never really in my life. And y'all, I keep forgetting, this is the Fit Me foundation powder, and it's $3.30. But yeah, I didn't have that for myself, so naturally I wanted that for my daughter. Looking back at it now, y'all, I can laugh about it, but at the time, honey, I was going through it. Like, I was really in a bad space, like bad headspace. And I honestly, like, it makes me a little upset thinking back on it because, you know, you have expectations for your first pregnancy. I'm thinking it's gonna be butterflies and, you know, lilies and flowers and stuff everywhere, and it wasn't that for me at all. Even me, my pregnancy being traumatic, my whole experience of giving birth was traumatic. But yeah, so I get with my midwife. I go into labor, y'all. I go into labor. By the time my midwife gets to me, and I ain't even gonna tell y'all the whole story, I'm gonna just tell y'all part because I'm gonna make a real in-depth video of this because it was crazy. I almost died. But yeah, by the time my midwife had got to me, because I didn't really know if I was in labor or not, because mind you, all week I had been having Braxton Hicks, so I'm like, I ain't in labor. Every time I had called my midwife, I was basically crying wolf. I'm like, I think I'm in labor. And it was really just Braxton Hicks. So I'm like, I'm probably not in no damn labor. I'ma just, you know, calm down. At that point, I'm like, girl, this little girl may never want to come out. But the thing that has stood out to me this time was that I was very nauseous, and that had never happened to me before. So I call up my midwife, tell her I'm in labor, y'all. I don't even know for exactly how many hours, but it was a long time, and my baby still, I think when my midwife got to me, I was at a 5, and by the time I was done like laboring at home, and then my blood pressure had dropped really low, and when I had to, you know, go to the hospital like and have an emergency C-section, and my daughter's heart rate was really low. It was crazy. So Cause I always, like, even when I was a kid, always wanted to be a mother, always. But I wanted it to be done right, of course. You know, I always wanted to have a husband and a family and a, you know, White House, picket fence. Of course, that's what every woman wants. And I felt like because I didn't, like, get that, and not even that I didn't get that, but because I wasn't able to give my daughter that, like, I kind of felt like a failure. And I think that's where a lot of my postpartum came from. And on top of that, like, in the midst of me trying to work out things with my child's father, and this is not in no way or shape or form to bash anybody. This is just the truth. Like, I don't want to bash anybody. It's ain't no smoke over here. But, you know, I was getting cheated on and things like that. So it was just a lot. I just felt like I was not good enough. I felt like, you know, I'm not good enough for this person. I'm really not good enough to be a mother and all these different things. And I just felt like a failure. And it was just kind of scary for me to even be put in a position where it's like, this is a human being that's depending on me. You know, their whole existence and everything is literally depending on me. And that was just a scary feeling. I was very, very depressed, like extremely depressed. Before I even knew what I was going through, I was just like fucked up. Basically, I was fucked up, okay? And I kind of felt like I went through postpartum alone. I felt like the only person that I had was my child. It was a blessing in disguise because the relationship and the love that I have for my daughter right now is like, I mean, she is literally like the apple of my eye, y'all. Like, me going through that, I just strengthened my bond with my baby. I have a beautiful baby girl. She's healthy, she's smart. Like, I can't really, you know, harp too much on the past. And I think that's kind of what helped me get over, like, not get over postpartum, because I feel like parts of you always have some of those emotions just as a mother, period. Like, you're not doing enough. Because I still have them now, you know, where I feel like I could just be doing more as a mother, and I'm doing the best that I can. And that's all you can do, honey, is do the best that you can. And that's enough, you know. And it has to be enough to you. You can't feel like or look for validation in other people or other places. Like, it has to be enough just to you. And when it's enough to you, honey, you gonna have a whole new mindset. It really took God, y'all. And it, even going through postpartum and stuff, it even strengthened my relationship with God. And that's why I feel like it was kind of like a blessing in disguise too, because it made me feel like I didn't have nobody else. Like, I feel like he put me in a position to where all I felt like I had to run to was him. Even when I was feeling alone, God picked me up and he was like, you know, baby, you not alone. I'm right here with you. God really, he is real, y'all. He is real. And I always tell people, it is so important for you to have your own relationship with God, because you don't know. Like, I always believed in God, but I never knew him. You get what I'm saying? Like, I never knew God how I know God now. But yeah, like, God is just so good. And that is my #1 recommendation. If you are going through postpartum, like, turn to God. I'm able to look at things like in such a different way now, because I just look at things different. My daughter's here, she's beautiful. I mean, anything my daughter wants, she has it. The world is literally her oyster. How can I be mad at that? You know, even though I feel like I didn't have, you know, the pregnancy and things that I wanted, how can I harp on a situation that brought me such a beautiful gift? I got my baby and she is like, I love my child. I love my child. Being a mother it's still hard. I still have my days where I feel like I be needing a break, but the great thing about me, and I've just been so blessed to be put in a position where I have a great support system and team, and you know, I get me a break every weekend.
I know that's right.
Every single weekend. I get me a break, okay? We are like the same person. I feel like that's why we just we like this, because we just get each other. Like, she's so goofy and she just like me, y'all. It's crazy. Motherhood has just been teaching me so many things as a mother, like things that I think me and my mom went through that I, you know, kind of have learned from and am changing through me being a mother. I was like, you know, when I have a kid, I'm gonna do this or not do this, and I'm doing that, and it's like, give myself a pat on the back. At the end of the day, y'all, it gets better.